Hello, my name is Chris Keyack with Keyack Technology Solutions. In this video, I'm going to continue on my virtual reality series, and here we're going to be demonstrating Enscape today. Now, this is a little bit different than the other videos that I've been making, especially since I come from a structural steel and then a concrete background where we're usually looking at the skeleton of the building. However, I wanted to showcase a variety of different technologies and use cases of virtual reality, and in this case here, this is more for an owner-driven or architecturally driven environment. So here you'll see that there's a lot of basically rendering materials and surfaces. We see an outside environment, even some wind animation in the trees. And so this is really giving a experience for what the end building or end product is going to look like. Now I can just fly around to different locations, or I can also easily switch into basically a walk mode as well. Here we're just going to use teleportation because that's the fastest way for us to get inside of the building. Now my laptop is not the best graphics card wise, and so you'll see a little bit of the rendering kind of happening on the fly as I'm taking this video with my Oculus 2 Quest headset. So basically what I'm doing is I'm plugged into my computer, so my computer is actually taking care of doing all the work, and I'm just using the Quest more like a Rift, basically where it's plugged in to the computer rather than using the chip and everything that's on board inside of the headset itself. Now, this is just fantastic. I mean, if you actually look around at some of this here, I'm just holding the right trigger to basically navigate to different spots. But this is a great example of looking at materials. So as I kind of go to different spots, you can see that they've done a really good job with lighting as well as with surfaces or materials here to depict basically, a more realistic experience. Now, again, it's very simple here. There's not a lot of complex commands or controls, very simple for navigating, and that's perfect because this is an owner-driven tool or an architectural tool, and it's not meant to be complex. Here I'm more getting the aesthetic feel and the layout and life-size environments of what the building's going to be like before we actually construct. So this is fantastic. Now you can do snapshots. One feature I kind of like is that you can navigate around a building by basically clicking on the map, and it'll teleport you to those specific locations, or you can just, walk through the building by teleporting. And then you can also kind of on the left joystick just use the controller, and then you can just kind of navigate to different locations. So this is pretty neat here. We can basically see some of these different art pieces here inside of this. We can just kind of navigate to different locations, look up the stairs. There's also time of day elements as well, which is really fantastic. So you can kind of change to nighttime or daytime, get a different perspective on essentially, how the light is going to affect the building and the experience. So, again, this is just an example of another use case of virtual reality. This is, again, more of an owner and architectural driven one versus structural and construction driven one. But it's a great way to showcase how virtual reality really changes the experience for construction and for buildings.